We welcome you into Week 10 of the Ken Sparks Show. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier, alongside Carson-Newman head football coach Ken Sparks. The Eagles go on the road to Setzler Field in the Palmetto State, Newberry, South Carolina, and fall 46-21 to the Newberry Wolves. Ken Sparks, an intensely frustrating game, fourth consecutive week where you trail at halftime after Newberry puts up 33 points in the first quarter. What happened?
Oh, I don't know, but we haven't learned anything, that's for sure. And I guess that's the thing that bothers you more than anything else, is that regardless of what we do, as coaches, we're not making any progress. And a team that don't make progress, I guess, for me personally, is the most frustrating thing in the world. And so we, all the things that you can't do, we did. Opening kickoff for 6, they ran it back. 2 kickoffs in the first quarter for 6, or one of them was for 6, the other one's down, or both of them for 6.
One for 6, the other one was inside the
10-yard line or 20-yard line. And a punt return, a roughing the punter, a defense that at times looked like we weren't even out there, and an offense that is not executing and making a lot of mistakes, penalties especially, and I tell you what, I may never call another play as long as I coach, because everyone I called Saturday, it just blew up in my face, and so all I am is a handicap right now, and so I think it's just frustrating, and I could go into more detail. The main thing that frustrates me is when I don't think I'm connecting with kids. We had a guy that's been in the program several years, and officials come to me and tell me about how bad his language is and what he's doing on the field. And when you do that, now the ripple effect from that, it affects every one of us. It affects you because you're connected to this program. It connects all of us that's connected to this program. Now we're a bunch of phonies because we say that we're one thing, and now we're a foul-mouthed bunch of people that that people are talking about all over the place. The officials, the other team, saying hey, don't be fooled by their front, because here's what happened. And it may only be one guy, but still that's us. And guys pouting on the sideline when they're not playing, it's just really frustrating when we've talked about that so much, and and on and on and on. The things that are character things. They're character things. The character things is what bothers me, because there's not anybody that spends any more time talking about that than we do in this program.
Yeah. We take a look at the first half and break down the Eagles' deficit at the break when we come back after this on the Ken Sparks Show. Back on the Ken Sparks Show, I'm Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head coach Ken Sparks. Eagles fall on the road to the Newberry Wolves, and Ken, right out of the gates, Newberry hops on top of you, rolls out to a 20-0 lead in the first, really 5 minutes of the first quarter. What do you do in a situation when that happens?
Well, you appeal. You appeal to them. You appeal for them to step up their game. To play like you've been coached to play, and do the assignments. There's so many things that it seemed like the opening kickoff. We kicked the ball down the middle of the field. We never kicked the ball down the middle of the field. So we just set it up, and anyway, a whole bunch of things that we didn't do very good.
It seemed, though, that your club starts to respond. Offense has a couple of drives to put points on the board. Lonnie Williams returns a kick.
Yes, great job.
95 yards for a score. Did you feel that the tide was turning in Carson-Newman's favor?
Well, I did, and there was 2 times that it really we could never completely change the tide. You know, just like right before half, we go down there, you know, and we score there, and it's a 5-point game. As bad as everything had been, it's a 5-point game at halftime. You know, and what do? We stump our toe and don't score, and I think I contributed to that one. I'm not sure, but I think I did. I contributed to a lot of the bad stuff. In fact, let me just say that anything bad that happened, I contributed to it. And then we come out to start the second half. You know, and we need to take the thing down and score, and you know, make it a 5-point game. And what do? We had to punt. Then the defense comes out and holds them. Now we go down to within the 5-yard line and don't score. Missed a field goal. No, that was at halftime. We missed a field goal. And so, you know, just every time we were that close to making something happen, it didn't happen. And so, I think counting the one in the first half, I think we were 4 times in the red zone and get no points. You know, and you don't win that way.
We take a look at the first half highlights. Eagles down at the break to the Newberry Wolves.
1st and 10 Newberry from the Eagles 16. Yeldell fumbles the shotgun snap, picks it back up, now looks to pass. Throws over the middle of the field. Jordan in the end zone, hangs on to it. Touchdown Newberry. Wesley Jordan got in front of Ian Jacob. Shotgun formation, 3 wide, 2 to the wide side left, 1 to the short side right. Yeldell takes the shotgun snap, 1-step drop, throws a slant over the middle of the field, complete to Dickerson over the first R in Newberry, touchdown Wolves. Ian Jacob was in man-to-man coverage on the right hash for the Eagles. Thomas takes the snap, runs the option left side. Thomas into the boundary. Thomas leaps for the end zone. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. DeAndre Thomas got spun like a top, but he finds pay dirt for the first score of the day for Carson-Newman. A 5-yard option keeper for DeAndre Thomas and his 34th career touchdown. We'll kick off to Kevin Miller. He returned 150 yards last time, and this one will be grabbed by one of the upmen. Dickerson at the 10. Dickerson moving his way out to the left. Dickerson still on his feet. 15, 20. Dickerson with the seam. 30. Cuts back 35, 40. Dickerson with a cadre of blockers. 40, 30. Rushing down the left sideline. Dickerson will take it the distance. Touchdown, Newberry. How on earth he made that one happen, I'll never know. Looked to have been gummed up at the 20. Clark, a high porch kick that'll come down to Williams at the 5, middle of the field. Williams straight ahead. Williams with a burst, 20, 30. Williams jukes out Clark, 50. Williams, can he kick on the afterburners? 40, 30. Williams, 15, 10, to the house. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Jeez Louise, just throwing haymakers back and forth here. Lonnie Williams, his second kickoff return for a touchdown of the season. This one a 90-yarder. And the Eagles respond in kind.
That was a great return from Lonnie Williams. He had to make several moves.
Yeldell takes the snap, option read, keeper up the gut. Yeldell along the right hash marks, gets to the end zone. Touchdown Newberry. The Wolves 4. Thomas under center, split backs, takes the snap, it's a trap right side. Andy Hibbett lowers his right shoulder and bursts into the end zone. Touchdown, Carson-Newman. Andy Hibbett went head over heels on top of the Wolves. Nate Cichali. 1st and 10 Wolves from the Carson-Newman 32. Merton in the gun with Romello Doctor to his left. Handoff goes to Doctor. He's strung out in the boundary by Jerry McLeese, and McLeese with a form tackle for a major loss back to the 39. -7 on the play. 39. Eagle D looking for its first stop of the day, down 33-21. 7:20 left, second quarter. Merton takes the shotgun snap, looks left. McLeese pressures him from behind, and the safety comes through on the blitz for the sack. Back-to-back negative plays generated by Jerry McLeese. This one back to the 47, a loss of 8. 3rd and 25 for the Wolves out of the timeout. It's a reverse, double reverse, back to Ivory. Ivory looking to pass. Kane chasing him down. Ivory reversing field, and he's finally grabbed back in Carson-Newman territory by Darrell Eubanks back at the 48. So after the Wolves had 1st and 10 at the Carson-Newman 32, First and 10 Wolves from the left hash, the Eagle 20. Murden takes the shotgun snap, ankle height, throws a screen out right side to Gadsden. Doesn't have blockers. Gadsden run down, making people miss. Saheem Stupart dislodges the football, and Eric Kane pops on top of it. Carson-Newman football! Eagles have it! Stupart knocked it loose, and Kane jumped on top of it.
Those are the first half highlights as the Eagles are down at the break to the Newberry Wolves by 12 points. Again, Ken, you alluded to it, missed field goal in the later stages of the first half, but then second half, go 3 and out, stop yourself with the 3 and out, and then march down the field. But was it play calling, penalties, combination that keeps the Eagles out of the end zone in those 2 drives in the third quarter?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It's a whole bunch of things. It's the missed blocks, key missed blocks at the point of attack, lack of execution, lack of the head football coach's ability to motivate and get the job done. And then penalties, of course, were very, very destructive to us on most of those drives, and some of them back-to-back 15-yarders. And I mean, it's hard to overcome that one. And so I don't know. I don't know.
What positive things do you take away from this loss? What good happened?
Well, I hope, when you get to the bottom of yourself, you should be able to learn something. You should be teachable. And, and I'm hoping that maybe this will bring some of us to the bottom of ourselves so that we'll be teachable. And so that we can learn something about ourselves and learn something that we need to learn that evidently we're missing out on. I don't know.
Loss essentially eliminates you from contention of getting into the NCAA playoffs. How do you continue to motivate this team and these players with 1 week left?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. We haven't talked about that as a staff, and I haven't talked to it about some of the guys that I really respect highly on this football team. I don't know. It's got to come. I know this. We can't play for them. They've got to play, and they're the ones that's got to decide how they're going to play. We can't even decide how they're going to play. We can't decide what they're thinking or what their heart is. They've got to decide that. We can't live their life for them, and we can't play for them.
We take a look at the second half when we come back after this on the Ken Sparks Show. Back on the Ken Sparks Show, Eagles fall on the road to the Newberry Wolves, 46-21. Ken, just a quick aside from this, Raleigh Yeldell, Newberry quarterback, goes down with a serious injury. Certainly our thoughts and prayers go out to him after he scored a touchdown late in the second quarter, and hopefully he's okay.
Well, the report after the ball game, even at halftime, I talked to Coach at halftime, and of course, we stood out on the field when he was hurt, and we were talking together, and we came over and we prayed as a team, and and I think basically it's a hard hit on that hard turf. That's a hard turf.
Yeah.
And I think his head landed in such a way that it probably knocked him out. And so I think it was more of a concussion thing than it was anything. He was moving parts. And when I talked to a coach at halftime, he said that the report from the hospital was okay, that they thought it was just a concussion. And so I think, and I did not talk after the ball game about that with anybody. But I assume that things were looking up.
Yeah, but scary moment.
Oh, no question.
Play stopped for about 10 minutes. Did that change the complexion at all in the contest, that delay? Or?
Not that I know of. If it did, I couldn't tell it. So, I don't know.
Second half.
We were playing pretty poorly before then. We played pretty poorly after that. So
Second half, fourth quarter, Newberry uses a 8-minute drive, 95 yards at the start of the fourth after you fail to convert on a fourth down on your end of the field. Was that the final nail in the coffin?
It was. I think I think the fact that the defense probably felt like they'd done their part, you know, and going out there and making 2 or 3 stops, and offense going down the field, and I think it was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, you know, that what little bit of courage and hope that we were showing. I think that was kind of the one that said, not going to make it. So
we take a look at the second half highlights. Eagles fall on the road to the Newberry Wolves, 46-21.
And a tight end now to the right side of the line. Pistol. Murden back to pass, throws to the right side of the end zone. It's complete to the tight end, Exume. Touchdown, Wolves. That'll do it. First and 10 from the 13. Handoff straight ahead. Elmore bursts through a hole and strikes for 6. Touchdown, Newberry.
Those are the second half highlights as the Eagles fall on the road to the Newberry Wolves, 46-21. When we come back, Michael WOTTRENG puts the Eagles spotlight on Carson-Newman's 2 safeties, Jerry McLeese and Emmanuel Orange. Back on the Ken Sparks Show, time now for our Eagle Spotlight, and this week Michael WOTTRENG shines it on Carson-Newman safeties, Emmanuel Orange and Jerry McLeese.
A pair of native Haitians have found a home in Mossy Creek. Junior Emmanuel Orange and sophomore Jerry McLeese are talented safeties for the Eagles, but their relationship has helped them settle into a new family here at Carson-Newman.
Well, where I come from is really hard because, you know, my parents come from the island. You know, they came here with nothing and they made something. They got their son in college, so having someone that I could share my experiences to, my childhood to, and got the same kind of experiences because our parents is basically the same is a really good thing. We laugh about our memories back home a lot, and I'm really fortunate to have someone like Emmanuel around here to mentor me and to build me.
Orange has battled several injuries this season, but he is thankful for a coaching staff that stands behind him and believes in his potential. He said having McLeese alongside of him ensures that the duo keeps their focus.
It's great, man. It's been me and Jerry. It's been a wonderful experience ever since I met him because we both Haitians and we share the common background of just being from the same place we're from. Our parents are from the same place. It's just a wonderful experience of getting the opportunity to just play beside him because he's really like my little brother. He's really like a little brother to me. You know, we mentor each other. If he does something wrong, you know, I get on him. He does something, I do something wrong, he get on me. So it's been a great ride of having Jerry beside me and just playing against him.
Orange was finally healthy against Lenore Ryan and piled up 10 tackles in the contest. Safeties coach Dino Waits acknowledges Orange's value for the Eagles on the field.
He probably one of the most athletic guys on the team, hands down, as far as just pure athletic ability. Like you say, he had some misfortune as far as, you know, injuries and stuff of that nature, but he always finds a way to get on the field and help us. And he's that guy that, you know, when you need something done, you put him in and he gets it done. And make some plays that you might didn't think people can make, and he makes them.
McLeese has settled into a starting role as a sophomore. Among the team leaders in total tackles, the 6'2", 196-pounder has made several strides, according to Waits.
He has a huge upside as a player, and the best thing that's probably happened to him is he's taking those steps to get himself better. He's being more consistent, and that's really why he's kind of moved into the starting position. He's doing a good job of learning, you know, what we want to do and how we want to do it, picking up stuff from Sean Rawson, you know, who's been a leader for us for a long time, and so that's really what's helping him build himself into what he really can be. I mean, if he works hard and does what he's supposed to do, he can really be one of the best safeties that we had come through here. He still has a lot of things to work on, but I mean, man, if he continues to work hard, he's gonna be maxing out pretty good when he graduates.
McLeese drew similarities between Coach Sparks and his parents, and like the veteran head coach, what happens off the field is far more important than the game of football.
I look at my father, he's really like Coach Sparks because he's always telling me about God, how important it is. And my mom is always telling me the do's and don'ts about life, and always telling me to read this story in the Bible, read this. So Coach Sparks telling me and instilling in me like the stories he tells me. He asks me every day, how's my heart? I'm really fortunate to come here because my parents and Coach Sparks is really the same. So having my parents mentor me in my childhood and Coach Sparks developed me into the young man I am today it's really good.
It's only a matter of time before the two Haitian safeties are wreaking havoc as the starting safeties for Carson-Newman. MICLISSE and Orange have come a long way as people and players from their native Caribbean island, but their bond has provided a true sense of belonging. For the Ken Sparks Show, I'm Michael WOTTRENG.
Thank you very much, Michael WOTTRENG. And Ken, really unique dynamic with those two safeties, Jerry MICLISSE and Emmanuel Orange, both 100% Haitian descent, which is pretty neat.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting how, we've had a lot of Haitians down through the years, and I remember might have been the first one, out of the Miami area when I was recruiting Miami a whole lot. A guy named Steve Josu, who ended up playing the Green Bay Packers and went to Miami North or North Miami High School, and the coach, they were awful. And the coach, I can remember, was teaching a class, and he was awful the way he was teaching the class, but he did tell me about Steve Josu, and so we brought him up here, and he ended up really developing into a great player. And then we had Ronville Saintville, that still holds, I think, the record for maybe the longest run, or maybe second in the longest run from.
Second longest run, but I'm pretty sure he has one of the top 3 yards per carry in a game, I believe.
Right. And so we've had some quality kids that have tried hard, and it's a little bit of a cultural shock, but Emmanuel and Jerry are still growing, and they're both good kids. They're both see the purpose of getting an education. Emmanuel's dad is a pastor in Naples, Florida, and so it's fun to watch those two develop, and I hope they continue to develop and grow and be the men God wants them to be.
Pleasure as always. Thanks for the time.
Thanks.
Carson-Newman head football coach Ken Sparks. I'm the voice of the Eagles, Adam Cavalier. This has been the Ken Sparks Show. Thanks for watching.